Hi, it's Adele Michael, and I am welcoming you to Accessing Wholeness with my friend and colleague, Suzanne Lynch. And I am a business coach for women coaches, consultants, and service providers who want to be more visible and profitable and fulfilled in their business. And Suzanne is actually my wellness coach, as well as my guide to Italy. Why don't you introduce yourself, Suzanne?
Yeah, I'm Suzanne Lynch. I have a website called Suzanne Lynch Wellness, and I really love to help people step into more. It's like health and wellness, but really your own wholeness, your own magnificent. And I would say that you actually already are that, but we always don't know that, and we can use some help to get on track. And I do run retreats to Italy and have traveled there for many years. And so Adele has been on one of those, and they are so much fun. So we hope when we can travel again to do that again. So that would be great.
Yeah. So tell us why we're doing this.
Why are we doing this today? So we're in a period of evolution and transformation, and there's a lot of chaos and a lot of suffering. And so in these times, it's especially important to be able to find how can we begin to tap into positive energy, and even more importantly, put that positive energy out into the world. And so Adele and I decided to do this, to come together with other people, and together we have a bigger impact than we could singly. And so we uplift each other, and we also add to the positivity that is so needed right now. Like there's tons of negative energy going out, and it's really, really important for us to tap into wholeness and access wholeness, which is the name of this broadcast. So I am so happy to be doing this. Does that explain it enough? Sometimes I go into, there's studies saying this works, but
yeah, and I think just as you do it, I mean, you and I like doing it because it brings us a sense of peace, and a sense of upliftment, and a sense of, oh, well, I'm doing something small to help the world, which we want to do, but it's harder now that we can't see each other.
Yeah, right.
So here's our intention for the day. So why don't you read it for us?
All right. So it's protection from fear and negative energy in the world around COVID, the economy, social unrest. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming up, and to offer ourselves protection and space, because we can get stuck in that fear and negativity and just be cycling there, and anxiety can arise. That doesn't help the situation at all, and it depletes us.
Yes.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah. And if you're a sensitive person, like many, like we are, and like many of our friends and colleagues are, you're picking up the sound waves or the vibrational waves of fear and negative energy, whether you're aware of it or not. Yeah. And in Suzanne's classes, she teaches how to de-stress, even if you don't know you're stressed, like clenched jaws, grinding of teeth, all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Right. And it's like that, like dentists have seen record numbers of cracked teeth. So even if we're consciously like trying to live in the light or trying to be, happy, like that doesn't always quite work, so that jaw, I teach yoga classes, but I'm going to teach that all week this week, so that we can, Good. People said, oh, I had no idea how tight my jaw was.
Right.
So we can kind of get at this in different ways, and release it and give ourselves protection.
Yes. So How we do that is I'm just going to guide you in a brief guided imagery process. And we'll create a circle of light together. And the light is from infinite source. It is self-intelligent. It knows how to take care of this intention as you focus on it. And you might see something, you might feel something, you might just sit there and relax and just let the light do the work on the intention. You can put another situation or people into the circle. And on one of these, I realized all of the United States wanted to be in the circle. So we had a big lot of people in the circle. So wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, now or late, live or later, it all works because there is no time in the dimension that we're going to, which is the imaginal dimension where everything really starts. So Suzanne's going to time us for about 10 minutes. And then do you want to bring us out at the end with either that prayer or something else?
Yeah, I have a blessing we can use to come on. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do the timer here.
Okay, great. So if you would just sit back in your chair and take a nice deep breath, breathing in the freshness of the day and breathing out whatever wants to leave. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathing in the newness of today. And breathing out any distractions from being present to right here, right now. One more nice deep breath in. Breathing in fresh ideas, fresh perspectives. Breathing out any negativity that's been lingering or hanging around. And by that, I mean fear, anxiety, depression, all the not fun things that can happen when we're stressed. We're breathing that out. And imagining a taproot from the base of your spine down into the center core of the earth, wrapping that taproot around the core of the earth, and bringing it back up with the grounded support of Mother Earth into your body, allowing it to mix and mingle with all the cells, tendons, organs, muscles, ligaments, from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, to the fingertips, all over your body. And from the center of the universe comes a beautiful light. It can be any color you desire. It can be clear, transparent, glittery, sparkly, or a color, or a melange of colors. And it comes down into your body, and it mixes and mingles with the grounded support energy. And again, it goes from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and out to your fingertips. And as this light and this support pulse in your body, kind of like your heartbeat, it grows and gathers strength and gets more and more vibrant, more and more bright, more and more potent. And now it moves out into the energy sphere around you, about an arm's length in every direction, filling up this sphere, eradicating any negativity, embracing the positive. And it gets so strong that as you imagine standing in a circle with Suzanne and me, and anyone else who would enjoy being in the circle, holding the circle, allow the light to move out of your right hand into the left hand of the person next to you and on around the circle, growing in vibrancy, growing in brightness, growing in velocity and speed, so that it forms a circle of light. Maybe all you can see is the light, not the people in the circle. And you can feel the light pulsing through you, coming in from your left, going out your right, going around and around the circle until it starts glowing. And into the middle of the circle, we put our intention for today: protection from fear and negative energy in the world about COVID, the economy, social unrest, political uncertainty, anything that might be causing you stress. Let's put it right in the circle, along with any other situations that might be affecting your life, or any people that you would like to send your positive attention and intention to. I'm going to be quiet until Suzanne tells us our time is up, and just sit with our intention in the middle of the circle of light.
there is our alarm here. So I'm gonna let you remain with your eyes closed just for a couple more minutes. Sorry, that was so loud. And to slowly come out, we'll breathe in a blessing on the skies above our head and our visions of creativity, goals, desires, and our future. And then just release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. And breathe in a blessing on the ground beneath your feet and all of the creatures that are seen and unseen who form your local community. And release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. And lastly, breathe in a blessing on your physical body. And release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. You may say silently the words, thank you. Great. Yes. Thank you, Adele. That was great.
How was it for you?
Well, it was really comforting for me. I mean, it was like to put those negative issues in the middle and let the light surround them and do what it does. I mean, that felt in itself protective. And then I have a relative that's sick with COVID in an assisted living, and it felt like something I could really do to support him. And that was really, felt really wonderful for me.
Good, good. I had an interesting visual. I was in a forest, a pine forest with snow on the ground. And it doesn't snow a lot where I am in North Carolina. So I don't get to do that a lot. I know you probably do, Suzanne, because you live in New York.
Right.
But it was just so quiet. And the message I got was just be still. Just be still. And then I realized that I was feeling a lot of fear and anxiety. Once you kind of get relaxed, you realize what's going on underneath the surface.
Yeah.
And so I just used what I learned from Tosha Silver, which is the pink flame of transmutation. And I just imagined it just clearing away all the negativity and the fear. And so that felt really good. And into the circle, I put everyone who's been suffering with COVID, and really anyone who's suffering, as well as all those issues that we talked about.
Yeah. So. Oh, that's so great. I know. And it's like nice to have that time that we have for the visualization, because sometimes on our own, it's hard to do that on our own, but it's lovely to have this timer going. And for 5 minutes, I can hold this,
Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again next Monday at 11 a.m.
Yes.
And same time, same bat station. And thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Adele. Bye-bye.
Bye.